So what is a stomach ulcer? It's basically a breakdown of the tissues. Now let me give you a scenario here. It was probably about maybe 20 years ago, a couple of Australian doctors in Western Australia discovered that Helicobacter pylori caused stomach ulcers. You've heard of that theory? They even put Helicobacter pylori bacteria into some people's stomach and got stomach ulcers. So we had a man do our program from South Africa, and he and his wife came. He was not interested in being at our retreat, but his wife had paid the full amount, so he came, reluctantly. And when I'm talking to him, he's about 57, he did not want to answer my question. He answered them abruptly and shortly. He wasn't annoyed at me. I know he was annoyed at his wife that he was even there. I said to him, "Do you drink water?" "Yep, 2 litres a day." So I just moved on from that. I didn't ask any more questions. I said, "Do you want any medication?" He said, "Yes, I'm on a different antibiotic every month to kill the Helicobacter pylori in my stomach because I have had stomach problems for 25 years. I've been all over the world." So the latest thing he was trying was antibiotics because they found he had Helicobacter in his stomach. I said, "Oh, how long have you been on this program?" He said, 4 months. So he's had 4 doses of Helicobacter pylori, and guess what? It's still there and he's still got the stomach pain. I said, "Are you interested in trying an alternative to your medication?" He said, "No, I'm very happy with my medication. Thank you very much." And I always give everyone respect. I respect everyone's choices. Isn't that our God-given right? Absolutely. I just said, "Oh," and I left it there. Now, after the first lecture where I talked about the body's ability to heal itself, so that we have a problem, we should be looking at how the body heals and work with it. He and his wife, and she was on the medication too, they came straight up to me. He said, "That made more sense than anything I've ever heard. I'm willing to do what you suggest." I said to him, "I have no authority over your medication." But I said, if it was me, I would cease it because it hasn't worked so far, and I would try the herbs that I suggest. He said, "I'm willing." So what I did was I gave him a herb called slippery elm, which coats and soothes the lining of the gut. He did our basic program, 2 days on juices, and we encouraged people, of course, to drink water between every juice. At the end of the week, I had a very happy man in front of me. He was eager to tell me something. I said, "Yes." He said, "I've had no stomach for 2 days, first time in 25 years. I said, "That's good news." And he said, "And I've worked out the problem." To me, that was even better news. Because who's the doctor? We are. We are. I said, what was the problem? He said, "I was drinking nothing between meals, and I was drinking almost a whole litre of water with every meal." So I want to show you what was happening in his gut. So what was happening in his gut, he's drinking nothing between meals, which means the lining to his gut is very thin, which means the hydrochloric acid is breaking down the tissues. And remember, the bacteria is an opportunist organism. And so what happened is the body started to, its own microorganisms changed role and came to the cleanup team, remember the garbage collectors, and they started to clean up the dead tissue, and their name was called Helicobacter pylori.
Let me know where you are watching from in the comments. Now, isn't that fascinating? The very bacteria that was blamed for causing the ulcer was actually there trying to clean up the mess. You see, the body is incredibly intelligent. It doesn't just break down for no reason. When we overload it, when we interfere with its natural processes, when we don't give it the water, rest, or nourishment it needs, it adapts the best way it can. And sometimes that adaptation is misunderstood, like in this case with Helicobacter pylori. And the solution? It wasn't another round of medication. It wasn't a complex medical procedure. It was as simple as drinking water at the right time, giving the gut a chance to heal, and using natural herbs like slippery elm to support the process gently and effectively. That gentleman who had suffered for 25 years found relief in just a few days, not because we cured him, but because his body finally got the conditions it needed to do what it was designed to do, heal. Now imagine how many people around the world are stuck in that same cycle, year after year, pill after pill, treating symptoms instead of working with the body's built-in healing mechanisms. That's why I always encourage people to pause and look deeper. Ask questions, observe, and remember, your body is not your enemy. When it's in pain, it's speaking to you. It's asking for help. So what can we learn from this? First, timing matters. Drinking a large amount of water with your meals can dilute the stomach acid that's essential for proper digestion. That acid is there for a reason. It breaks down food, protects against pathogens, and triggers the release of digestive enzymes. When we weaken it, food isn't digested properly, fermentation begins, inflammation increases, and over time, tissues break down. On the other hand, drinking water between meals rather than during hydrates the tissues, strengthens the gut lining, and helps the body prepare for its next digestive task. It's a simple shift, but it can make a world of difference, especially for those suffering from reflux, bloating, or ulcers. Second, natural remedies like slippery elm, aloe vera, or licorice root can offer gentle yet powerful support for the digestive tract. These are not quick fixes, but they work with the body's rhythms, and that's the key, working with the body, not against it. And third, we must remember that healing isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too. That man came in resistant, closed off, frustrated, and yet, once he felt heard, once he was given an explanation that honored his body's wisdom, he opened up. His healing began the moment he believed it was possible. So, wherever you are in your health journey, take this as a gentle reminder. Listen to your body. Stay curious. Be willing to try something new, even if it's as simple as drinking water a little differently. If you've been struggling with stomach pain, ulcers, indigestion, or you just want to support your gut health naturally, start here. Make small, consistent changes. Drink more water between meals. Cut back on what harms and nourish what heals. And above all, give your body time and support. It knows exactly what to do. Thank you so much for watching. If this message spoke to you, if you learned something new today, please give the video a like, share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss more natural health teachings like this. Take care of yourself, trust your body, and I'll see you in the next video.